country has a deficit of 770,000 metric tons. And I want to ask Senator Murango to appreciate also what the Kenya Kwanza government has done. Kenya Kwanza government, Honorable Speaker, have increased the production of rice from 190 metric tons to 270 metric tons. And this production increased mainly because of issues of fertilizer, cheap fertilizer, and also dams that are being built in this country. Honorable Speaker, by 2032, according to Kenya Kwanza government, we'll be having sufficient rice for Kenyans, especially people from Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit. These are normally our staple food, and this is due, Honorable Speaker, to efforts by His Excellency, the President. Mwache Dam is being built, which is in Kilifi. Tuchi Dam, Embu.
You send point of order or point of information?
I don't want him to inform me for now, Your Honorable Speaker.
You want to be
I want to conclude because of time, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
So, Honorable Speaker, there is PPP. Honorable Speaker, there is PPP on Galana Kulalu, which is now...
Yes, Senator Mohamed Faki, what is your point of order?
My point of order is that Mwache is in Kwale County, not Kilifi County. You are misleading the House, Senator Marsabit.
That is point of information which I have refused before. So go and check your facts very well. Honorable Speaker, we have Sioi Dam, Tuchi Dam in Embu also, and this is going to increase production from what we are currently having, 270 tons to maximum of 1 million tons. Honorable Speaker, I want Senator Murango to go slow and wait for another 5 years to see what this Kenya Kwanza government will do. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Mariam Sheikh Omar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wanted also to comment on the statement by Senator Eddie Okech about the insurance of the medical equipment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a time a statement was raised by the Senator Kisi, that is Onyonka, about disappearing of medical equipment, that is ultrasound, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if that disappearance of the equipment, people is suffering because of there is no ultrasound in Kisii Referral Hospital, Mr. Speaker. If the governor has insured the equipment, he will have replaced and people can benefit, Mr. Speaker. And secondly, I wanted to comment on the statement of Hamida on the antibiotic drugs, Mr. Speaker. That is caused by the overuse of the drugs and also buying drugs over the counter, Mr. Speaker. And also misdiagnosed by some doctors, Mr. Speaker, which leads antimicrobials doctor. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Senator Dangwa Paul Karungo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I am Paul Karungo Wathangwa, the Senator of Kiambu County. And Mr. Speaker, I don't have a problem when Senator Chute refers me to Wamunyoro. We are happily associated with Wamunyoro and all the people. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I want to comment on the statement that was requested by Senator Eddie Okech, who is also goes by another name, Gisheru. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to county insuring the hospital equipment, there is a big problem, Mr. Speaker, because what happens is that they budget for the monies, Mr. Speaker, but they never insure those equipment. And when that happens, Mr. Speaker, we ask questions, where does the money go, Mr. Speaker? And it's not only for the equipment, even ensuring the civil servants or the county workers, and especially in Kiambu County, Mr. Speaker. And I requested for a statement here on the floor of this House in 2023 to the Health Committee, and I've never gotten a response, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to know, why did the county government of Kiambu take all the insurance, health insurance, from NHIF then, which is SHA today, to a private entity called MOA, Mr. Speaker? I've never gotten that response, Mr. Speaker, because the people of Kiambu, the workers of Kiambu County, they are suffering because the private insurance company is not insuring every medical aspect of their bills, Mr. Speaker. So there is an issue that as we look into this issue, the chairman for health, the one you referred the statement to, they must also answer to the floor of this House. Why would we allow counties to insure their workers to a private entity, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, in regards to the health issues, Kiambu is also suffering, Mr. Speaker, because of the ongoing doctor strike, Mr. Speaker. And I know you saw it in the social media or on your TV that a father lost his child, holding his child in a hospital called Igegania, Mr. Speaker. And sometimes we are blaming the doctors, yet it is not the doctors who are to blame. It's the government that is not paying them their salaries. It's the government that is delaying their salaries. There is procedural transfers, Mr. Speaker, from these doctors. If you are seen that you are not giving good answers to the governors, you are transferred to a health center. From a health center, by the time you settle, you go to a level 2, from a level 2, and all that, Mr. Speaker. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Speaker, we should look into all the issues affecting workers within the hospitals, Mr. Speaker. And again, as I conclude, there is disinfectional health insurance scheme, the one I just talked about in Kiambu County. Kindly, Mr. Speaker, order or tell the chairman for health to give me my statement back or to answer to my statement. I don't know what is happening, Mr. Speaker, and I do not want to cast aspersions. Because for 2 years, I haven't received a response from my statement. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, in my early communication, and I allocated 20 minutes for statement hour, but I have realized that the senators sitting on my left, their system was not working. So I want to give just 2 senators from this side, Senator Ososi Gonfrey and Senator Sifuna. Then we go to the, what is it, Senator Seki? Both of you and Senator Mutina are just raising hands like, I don't understand. Senator Ososi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to comment on the statement by Senator Eddie Okech regarding insurance coverage for hospital assets. Mr. Speaker, this statement, I think, is emanating from audit queries before CPIC committee regarding the issue of plant, property and equipment in our various hospitals, where most of those properties or assets are not insured. And there are various reasons why that has occurred. One is that some of these equipment are leased equipment. So I think it's important for the committee to dig deeper into this matter, to look at the lease agreements and see what it says in regards to maintenance of those equipment and insurance for those equipment. But Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the committee to go beyond looking at insurance of assets. They also need to look at the ownership of assets in our hospitals. Mr. Speaker, we have audit queries on the issue of ownership of hospital assets. Some of the hospitals in our counties do not even have land titles, Mr. Speaker. The titles are either owned by the defunct local authorities, or some do not have a title at all. For example, Mr. Speaker, yesterday Garissa appeared before us, and we were surprised the Garissa Referral Hospital does not have a title, a land title. This is a serious issue that the committee should look at, and not just the insurance aspect only. They need to look at the status of ownership of all the assets. We are talking about equipment, we are talking about land, we are talking about building, we are talking about machinery, and we are talking about even motor vehicles, Mr. Speaker. This is a serious issue. The committee should actually bring back to this House a detailed report on ownership and management of assets in our hospitals. Mr. Speaker, I want to support this statement.
Senator Amina Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to support Senator Eddie's statement on insurance coverage for hospital assets. Mr. Speaker, this story, of course, it's the same story of the medical equipment, the mess. And I always keep on saying mess is always messy. And when you bring such statements, actually, they don't go through. I don't know why. I had a statement for the mess equipments for the last 2 years, and it has not gone through yet. The insurance is important for these facilities, Mr. Speaker, especially looking at the theft, looking at the breakdown of facilities, looking at the consequential loss insurance, Mr. Speaker, is important. When we visited Kenyatta Hospital, we realized many equipments, equipments are not functioning. And like what Senator Mariam said, that if only they were insured, then we would have replacement of these equipments, Mr. Speaker. Even in the ICU in Kenyatta Hospital, you find equipments that are not working because maybe they are not insured. And if they're insured, then we would have had replacement of such. It is very sad. And those counties, I really want to encourage the Committee for Health, or maybe the Public Investment Committee, to look into this matter. And also, I also want to support Senator Morango on the rice in Mwea. The Pishori rice in Mwea used to be our pride in Kenya, Mr. Speaker. But unfortunately, it's not the case nowadays. It's unfortunate that there's no motivation with the farmers. I remember the rice, we didn't have to push for any market, but we only had to, everyone used to scramble for the Pishori rice in Mwea. But then now, unfortunately, the Pishori rice, regardless of how much, it cannot be sold. I don't know where the issue started, but, it's both also the Ministry of Agriculture to motivate the farmers, Mr. Speaker. I also encourage that the government should protect local rice farmers from market distortions caused by imported rice, Mr. Speaker. The imported rice, that's what we go for, unfortunately, nowadays. So immediately the farmers are motivated, then they will up their game for the quality rice, and Kenyans, of course, will scramble for the Pishori Mwea rice again. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Last but not the last, Senator Seki Denku.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for this great opportunity that you have given to me. I also wanted to put my voice to the statement sought by Senator Gishiru, Senator Migori, on the issue of the insurance of medical equipments in our hospital, Honorable Speaker. This is a very important statement that has come on the right time when we have a big problem in our hospital, particularly even Kenyatta National Hospital here in Nairobi. Honorable Speaker, just a few days ago, we had a problem in Kenyatta Hospital where we have a breakdown of chemotherapy machine, and most of Kenyans have really suffered on this issue. So this statement has come the right time to sort this problem on issues of maintenance, issues of servicing of these machines, and when we have an insurance cover, to cover these big machines that may not be replaced within a shortest time possible. The insurance, the counties and the hospitals, general hospitals like the Kenyatta National Hospital need to provide a mechanism where they insure these medical equipment so that people will not suffer. I am sure most Kenyans are suffering because of failure and breakdowns of these machines that are not found just as soon as the management want. So I do support this statement, and thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Senators. Senator Fatuma Duro, you have a personal statement and standing under 58. Yes, Majority Leader and Senator Kajwang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to issue personal statement on the inappropriate and disparaging remarks made by Honorable, I don't know whether to call him Honorable Abdi Ibrahim Hassan, Governor of Isiolo County on 1st June 2025. Mr. Speaker, this statement that he has made is all over social media, and I don't have to repeat because, Mr. Speaker, I am rising pursuant to Standing Order 58 to make personal statement regarding the inappropriate disparaging remarks made by Abdi Ibrahim Hassan, Governor Isiolo County, during the Madaraka Day celebration in Oldonyiro Ward, Isiolo North constituency on 1st June 2025. Mr. Speaker, as a senator, my constitutional responsibility is to serve the people of Isiolo County, uphold transparency, and ensure accountability in all county government operations. I am constitutionally tasked with exercising oversight over county government functions to safeguard the interests of the people of Isiolo County. The responsibility has come with great challenges, including inappropriate attacks on my character designed to deflect attention from the legitimate governance concern that I raise from time to time in the House and also at the county level. Mr. Speaker, this statement has been repeated twice because the first one was last year where... Senator
Nduro, can you just read the statement which has been approved? Because there is a reason why... I
wish to bring to the attention of the House that during the recent Madaraka Day celebration in Oldonyiro Ward, Isiolo County, Isiolo North constituency, the Governor of Isiolo County made deeply inappropriate, sexist, and defamatory remarks about my person. The Governor made crude and vulgar insinuations that are false, malicious, and constitute a clear example of misogyny deployed to discredit women in leadership. Mr. Speaker, since the loss of my husband, I have conducted myself with dignity and continued to serve the people of Isiolo County with unwavering dedication. The residents of Isiolo County know my character and can attest to the diligence committed and honor I have demonstrated throughout my years of service.
Just a minute, Senator Kajwang and your team, kindly allow
Mr. Speaker,
to read a statement.
What makes this incident particularly gracious is that the personal attack occurred during Madaraka Day, which is meant to commemorate our nation's progress and address legitimate concerns. During the celebration, community representatives raised critical questions about patterns of promising and delivering on development projects, specifically highlighting concerns about education relief and mismanagement of county funds. Instead of responding to those genuine concerns and legitimate demands for accountability, the governor chose to deflect through character assassination and resorted to sexist insult. This represents more than just an attack on a woman. It is an assault on women in public service and every sphere where our voices challenge the status quo. These tactics are designed to humiliate and silence us, discourage accountability, and maintain systems that resist democratic participation. Mr. Speaker, I would like to state categorically that such conduct has no place in our democratic discourse and demonstrates profound disrespect for the office of the governor holds and the people he serves. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I wish to reaffirm my unwavering commitment to serve the people of Isiolo County with the dignity, transparency, and accountability they deserve, and no amount of political bullying or character assassination will deter me from my constitutional oversight duties. I thank you, but Mr. Speaker, I really felt actually limited as far as this matter is concerned, because what the governor said really touched on my character. If I am actually not allowed to say much, then it means it's also discriminating on my right. But I think the House should actually look at Standing Order 101 to be able to allow us to discuss these matters. But let me tell Isiolo County people that I am ready, whatever it takes, because there is so much intimidation, Mr. Speaker, that is going on. This guy has killed that county. He is unfit to hold an office in any part of this country. And something needs to be done. And I have said this severally, but abusing, in fact, this afternoon, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, he insulted Chair Gender Commission after she has posted something on her Twitter page. Clearly, this is a man who has no respect for anybody within that county. But I hope in future, this House should be able to amend Standing Order 101 to be allowing us to discuss such characters of governors. The issues of actually drugs. Mr. Speaker, this guy is supplying drugs within Isiolo County, where our youths are being actually killed by these drugs. It is shameful. The security agencies are sleeping on their job, Mr. Speaker. And I must say this, he must be brought to books because he's killing our youth and he's stealing our funds within Isiolo County, Mr. Speaker. I thank you.
Don't be encouraged by majority leader to disobey the chair. But want to give at least 2 senators. Just Senator Kamal, Professor Margaret Kamar.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the statement and condemn the actions of the governor of Isiolo in the strongest terms possible. It is very sad that a governor who is supposed to be His Excellency can talk a language in front of children, in front of grown-ups, that cannot be repeated in this House. We cannot repeat those words, but we have them in our social media. It is a shame, and I started sympathizing with the people of Isiolo. How did they go to the polling station the morning they went to vote? Were they conned to believe that they are voting for a honorable member? It is a shame. Mr. Speaker, only 2 things. Number 1 is that the attack that he made included threats using youth or inciting youth to go after women leaders is something we cannot accept in this country. This is a country that is democratic, and if he had anything to say, he should have said in a manner that he would have corrected what he wanted to correct. But for him to tell youth, young people, to go after women leaders in this country, that is unacceptable, and we want to denounce it in the strongest words possible. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I want to make it clear that this one also has to do with the oversight that is accelerating very well in this House. Senators have gone out, committees have gone out to deal with oversight. And I say this because I have been approached by a member, by somebody from Isiolo, who has told me, talk to your friend. Why is your friend trying to get the governor to come before very many committees in the House? That is not the job of Senator Dulo. It is the job of the chairs of the committees. And I told the same person, messenger, whoever was sent to me, that it is not about Senator Dulo. It is about the oversight of the various committees. Because no member here can incite committees to question in a particular way. In fact, when we are dealing with governors, Mr. Speaker, the host senator is a friend of the committee. But I want to say this because it is not just the senator, it's not only the governor of Isiolo. There is this belief by governors that whenever they are invited to come before committees, they are coming before committees because the host senator has said so. Mr. Speaker, on record, and with this can be quoted from our education committee, a governor came before us and said, before I say anything, and fortunately or unfortunately, I was the chair at that point. Fortunately, he said, before I say anything, I want it to be very clear that I will never answer a question from my senator. That is in record in this House. How can a governor come and dictate to a committee that they don't want the senators, their host senators, to talk? Mr. Speaker, maybe we also went viral on that one because I also responded. And I said, listen to what you have told us before you repeat it, because I want you to repeat what you have said. He couldn't repeat it because he knew I was going to tell him, either you go or the senator also has a chance. We cannot, it was unbelievable to us as a committee. We looked at him in shock because we did not know what had transpired between him and his senator. But it was very clear that he did not want the senator to ever say anything. This is going to be in our report when we bring the report of the governors that we have seen, because after 15 we are going to bring an update from the Committee of Education. But what is this that the governors are hiding to the extent that they want to fight with their senators because of oversight? I see a lot of oversight issues that the governor of Isiolo is trying to hide. In this House, we have had occasion when committees have invited the governor of Isiolo and he has refused to come to the House. We have not done it in our committee, but we are going to dare invite him because we are going to invite all the 47. I think, Mr. Speaker, this House has to take their oversight very seriously, and we want the chairs of the committees to be very clear about oversight, that this must be done neutrally. We did, the governor I'm referring to decided to settle down when the member said, we must have our friend, your host senator here, and he will ask questions around education. We are not interested in what's going on between the two of you. That is when he managed to listen. But what are we talking about? We are talking about people who have decided to go rogue, governors who have refused to be accountable, governors who have refused to be transparent. As we are talking about Isiolo, I chaired the committee of devolution in absence when my chair was not well, when we were in Naivasha. And the things we hear about Isiolo are horror. We have a county that needs attention, and I hope we'll be able to go as the Committee of Devolution. a county where the governor comes, I hear once in a month. We need to pay attention to the governors. Thank you.
Senator Shakila Abdalla.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, hii kesi ya Mheshimiwa Fatuma Dulo ni moja imeongezeka katika ile list ya uhalifu unaoendelea wa kina mama. Uhalifu ambao kwamba ni wa dhulma za kijinsia kwa kina mama, dhulma za kufanya kina mama waogope kuingia katika siasa na kuongea maoni yao kikamilifu. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunataka hii seneti ichukue hatua kali kwa gavana kama yule kwa kufanya kitendo kama kile, kumkashifu mheshimiwa mwenzake hadharani bila sababu, kwa sababu Fatuma hajamkosea, alikuwa anafanya kazi yake ya seneti kwa kumuita hapa kuja kuulizwa maswali kuhusiana na majukumu yake ya Isiolo. Lakini kwa sababu yeye ni mtu ambaye kwamba anataka kuficha madhambi yake nyuma ya mheshimiwa Fatuma, ndio sababu anaweza kumdhulumu na kumkosea kwa matusi ambayo hayawezi kueleweka. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tuna condemn na tunapinga dhulma hizi za kijinsia zinazoendelea kwa kina mama, hususan wamama ambao wako katika mirengo ya kisiasa. Tunapinga na tunakataa na tunamuaibisha huyo gavana wa Isiolo kwa yale mambo ambayo mnayafanya. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Hebu tumsikie huyu mzee wa Kericho aseme nini. Senator Cheriot Halud.
Mr. Speaker, any leader who watched the utterances of Governor Guyo was terribly embarrassed and felt ashamed to be called a colleague leader. Because when young people watch such utterances, Mr. Speaker, they think that that is a norm. Mr. Speaker, if that was not sexual violence against Senator Fatuma Dulo, then I don't know what sexual violence is. Mr. Speaker, those utterances are a complete, Mr. Speaker, I lack even the words to properly express myself, because as a leader and somebody who understands the difficulty in executing the work of a senator, Mr. Speaker, I felt very embarrassed. And I felt bad on behalf of Senator Dulo, because I know that this is a senator just going about her business. And many times governors do not appreciate how difficult it is, because when bad things happen in our county governments, many times citizens look up to you as a senator to speak on their behalf and questions when things go wrong. Unfortunately, that on many occasions is misconstrued to mean that you have any personal vendetta against an individual who's serving as a governor. That's the nature of our constitutional duty. It is our work to be the eyes and the voice of the people. And that is all that Senator Fatuma Dulo has done. Therefore, I want to challenge Senator Fatuma Dulo to file a formal complaint with the EACC, because this is an ethics issue, Mr. Speaker. This is a leader who's behaving unethically. It goes against the provisions of Leadership and Integrity Act, Mr. Speaker, and the behavior of public officers. Because young people watch, I'm sure they were part of those celebrations, and when they now look at a widow like Fatuma Dulo, they imagine that that is a kind of leadership that we have as a country. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I join those that are condemning the utterances of Governor Guyo, Mr. Speaker, and urge or ask the people of Isiolo, when you look at such utterances being made against a woman leader from your county, do you feel proud? Are you happy that that is a kind of leadership that your county has? It's unfortunate, it is wrong, and something that I condemn with the strongest term possible. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wabua Enoch.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also stand in solidarity with our colleague, Senator Dulo, who has suffered a sexist attack from a fellow leader in the same county. Mr. Speaker, I want this House to take note of the fact that when sometimes last year, the CPAC committee led by Senator Kajwang visited Isiolo, certain things happened that were untoward, and those things were directly attributable to the governor. The Speaker, to be remembered again, not many months ago, there was a presidential visit in Isiolo. Again, certain things happened that were unbecoming of a leader of the stature of a governor in the visit of a president in his county. Mr. Speaker, the latest attack, direct attack on Senator Dulo is not just an attack on Dulo as a person, is an attack on women leadership in this country. To some extent, it is an attack on this House. The Speaker, what bothers me most is that this attack is coming at a time that the Senate is grappling with the issue of the formula for sharing revenue to counties. Senator Dulo, our colleague, who is one of the highest ranking members of this House, coming from a small county called Isiolo, is taking the lead in persuading our colleagues to give more money to Isiolo so that the county, Mr. Speaker, can be viable. And here is a leader who is trying to fight for our county to send money to a governor who is attacking her on the basis of sex, Mr. Speaker, or gender. Mr. Speaker, I want this House to perhaps think through how to deal with the governor of Isiolo. And the starting point would be maybe for the senator from Isiolo to invoke Standing Order 110. We begin there, so that we do an adjournment and just have a conversation about the governor of Isiolo and how we are going to deal with him as senators, because as I said, an attack on Dulo is an attack on all of us. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As we conclude, Senator Ezena the Maletian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I rise to add my voice to the statement by Senator Dulo, a woman whom I truly admire and respect, from a minority pastoralist community and a trailblazer in the leadership and political spaces in this country. That is to say, we are very proud of her as pastoralist women. Mr. Speaker, what the governor of Isiolo did is something that will amount to is a criminal offense that can amount to an impeachment. The governor has violated the Chapter 6 of Leadership and Integrity, on leadership and integrity. And I had the privilege to work with the EACC. And I implored the women of Isiolo County to come out and write an impeachment against this governor. If we have female MCAs in Isiolo County, they should know that the Swahili people say, when you see your friend's head being shaved, you are next. They should know that this is an attack on the women of Kenya, an attack on the pastoralist women, an attack on this house. And Mr. Speaker, I am very hurt that I indeed see a whole public officer making such reckless remarks, regardless of the fact that he has children, he has a mother, he has a wife, and sisters. How does this man sleep at night? Mr. Speaker, this is what has normalized sexual harassment and cyberbullying, always making women the objects of sexism in this country. And it's disrespect to the women leadership. And Mr. Speaker, I just want to urge those Kenyans who are also involved in this, that you better have facts of what you say about people. I have personally borne the brunt of this nonsense being peddled online. Mr. Speaker, we want to assure you and every other Kenyan that as women, and as the Vice Chair of Kenya Women Senators, that we are not in these political spaces to sell ice cream. We are going to fight because we belong to these spaces, and nobody will intimidate us. Mr. Speaker, there is a purpose and a reason why they call things private. When you hear of a private land, no trespass. Private parts, no trespass. Nobody has the right to dictate how somebody utilizes anything that is private to them. And let this be known across the whole country, that we are not here, we are not apologetic about being in these spaces. And the target has always been on the strong women, on women of integrity. They should look at our history and how we got here. We got here because we did not compromise on integrity. And as a pastoralist woman from Baragoi, I am ready to take anybody who brings that nonsense to me head on. And I urge my big sister Fatuma Dulo.
Senator Robahali Ibrahim.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And as a senator coming from the region, what happened? As a senator coming from the region, this is the most, and as an elder, it is a very embarrassing statement that even when I watched it, I couldn't watch it to conclusion. I started asking myself, this is a leader demonstrating behavior unbecoming of a leader of the stature of a governor of a county. It's an embarrassment to the society that we come from. You know, for that leader to be able to stand and start speaking, you know, in statements that I cannot utter myself against a leader with who has earned her position in society from becoming, a provincial administration person, work that is cut out for men and excelled in it, become a lawyer, and go through elective position in our region where you cannot even find women who can go for elective position to be elected into office. And to stand as a young man, start making statements that are un-African, statements that are un-Islamic, and is a leader of the entire county in an attempt to try and get some political mileage out of it. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is the most embarrassing, the most derogatory statement that can come out of a governor of a county, and a governor of a county who is a Muslim by faith, to be able to make such a statement. Because, and Mr. Speaker, and I can just go to direct translation. In Islam, we say, haya ni katika imani, na haya haileti ila kheri. You cannot afford to speak in demeaning ways, and you are leader of a county. People look up to you as a governor. People look up to your demeanor. Forget about what comes out of your mouth as a governor. People look up to you as a leader to be able to provide hope. You cannot be going to Baraza to start responding to a female leader and start making a statement that cannot even in society be accepted unless you are uncouth, uncultured, barbaric, and you lack the societal norms that where we belong to. For you to be able to understand there are limitations that are imposed by society. There are limitations in behavior. We all get angered, but we cannot express some issues in public. We have to be limited, by the inbuilt realities of the society we belong to. Mr. Speaker, sir, I, condemn with the strongest words possible what the governor of Isiolo County has really uttered towards our honorable senator, who is very...
Yes, honorable senators, I understand the interest on this matter, but we have to conclude with the now Kiwosa chair, Senator Minda Kibwana. It's formal chair. Are you the chair? Can you confirm?
I want to say... Mr. Speaker, former chair, I stepped down. Senator Veronica, kupatia hao wengine nafasi. Bwana Speaker, asante kwa kunipa hii nafasi. Kusema kweli, Mr. Speaker, hili jambo lina uchungu kama sisi kina mama, lina uchungu kama wanawake, lina uchungu kwa huyu bwana gavana kumvua mwenzetu nguo. Na hata mimi nauliza, kweli yeye yuko na mama, yuko na dada, yuko na wasichana, yuko na watoto? Kwa yeye kama mtu mzima kusimama na kama kiongozi gavana kusimama kuzungumza mambo hayo kwa Senator Dulo. Na shangani nani alimueleza kuwa Senator Dulo anatafuta? Na kama Senator Dulo anatafuta, kwani yeye mwenyewe hawezi kujipatia? Na chochote kile alikuwa akizungumzia ni mambo ya kindani ya mtu mwenyewe. Bwana Spika, nashangaa huyo governor siku hiyo akizungumza alikuwa yuko sawa ama alikuwa ametumia mihadarati? Kusema kweli hakuwa kwa akili timamu ya kuweza kuzungumza maneno kama hayo. Bwana Spika, kama sisi wanawake tunashtumu vikali na tunaumia sana, na kusema kweli na sisi sote vile ML Aaron amesema kuwa lazima ichukuliwe hatua kwa governor. Na huyu governor, Bwana Spika, tumeona mwenendo yake kwenye komiti zetu, tukimuita hawezi kuja, anatoka anazungumza mambo mengine mabaya, mambo ya komiti, kuwa hawezi kuitwa na komiti aweze kuja. Bwana Spika, tumeona mwenendo ya bwana governor, na mimi nataka kusema jamani, kwenye mental health ya Kiswahili, mental health ya akili, mimi naomba aweze kuangaliwa, kwa sababu nime champion hiyo Bwana Spika kwa Senate, na nimesema kuwa lazima hii mental health akili taathira nimerekebishwa kuwa lazima iangaliwe kama yuko sawa, na mimi naomba akutane na madaktari ili waweze kumsaidia. Mr. Speaker, hii si matusi kwa Senator Dulo, si aibu ama uchungu kwa Senator Dulo, ni uchungu kwa wanawake wote Kenya nzima. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Bwana Spika kuwa haya maneno yasiishie hapa, lakini tuendelee nayo na tujue ni hatua gani itachukuliwa. Na sisi wanawake tutajipeleka kotini kama haitoendelea. Tuko tayari sisi sote kushikana sote pamoja ili twende tufuatilie hii mambo, na tutakutana, tunamwambia bwana governor tutakutana naye kotini. Asante sana.
Asante. And now we go to the okay, we defer, been approached by the chair, budget and finance, that there are some issues to be sorted out on pertaining the order number 8, business and order number 8, so that is deferred. Now we go to order number 9. Clerk.
Order number 9, motion. Celebrating the life of Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Senator Mungatana Danson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I raise to move this motion celebrating the life of Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Mr. Speaker, this motion is sponsored jointly by myself and the Honorable Senator Veronica Maina. The motion reads that aware that Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o, a prominent author, academician, and human rights defender, globally recognized for his foundational contributions to literature and good governance, passed away on the 28th May 2025 at the age of 87. Cognizant that the late Professor wa Thiong'o had an illustrious career in writing and teaching literature spanning over 6 decades, where he authored landmark novels, plays, and poems that shaped post-colonial studies, contributed to social justice, and inspired generations of writers and thinkers across the world. Appreciating that the late Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o advocated for indigenous languages, and indeed took up writing in his mother tongue at a time when it was not fashionable to do so, further cognizant that his legacy in inspiring many generations towards cultural sovereignty and the power of indigenous languages in literature and thought led to numerous international awards being bestowed upon him. Now, therefore, the Senate expresses its deep sadness at the death of Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o, records its celebration and appreciation of his remarkable life, and extends its heartfelt sympathy and condolences to his family, friends, and the nation. Mr. Speaker, for those of us who grew up in the shadows of this great man during those days when we studied literature in our earlier years in life and in school, many of us remember Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o as a man who fought both the colonial regime and resisted dictatorial tendencies of post-colonial Kenya without fear or favor. This great African literature giant died on the Wednesday of 28th May 2025, aged 87 years. Mr. Speaker, Ngugi wa Thiong'o was born under British colonial rule in 1938. He was anti-colonialist. He was anti-dictatorial. And he was also a militant proponent of the use of African languages. And he wrote many, many celebrated plays, including Devil on the Cross, including The Wizard of the Crow. He lived through the Mau Mau uprising as a teenager. During that time, he saw hundreds of our people abused, imprisoned, and tortured. During this conflict, Professor's father was forced to sell off his land, and he also witnessed the death of his two brothers during this struggle. And this struggle and his experiences formed the backdrop to the novel that made his name, Weep Not Child, which was published in 1964, just a year after Kenya gained its independence. Many of us will remember studying literature and talking and reading about this Weep Not Child and Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o when we were younger. Professor wa Thiong'o, he grew up in the shadow of the violent war for independence in Kenya. He went to university in Uganda at a time of political and literary ferment across Africa. And he came of age first in Uganda and then in Kenya after it gained its independence. Professor wa Thiong'o was thrown in jail by the Kenyan government. After his release, he continued his writing and political activism, first in Kenya, then he went in exile in London, and finally in the US, where he was a professor of literature for over 30 years. Mr. Speaker, alongside writers such as Chinua Achebe and Wole Soyinka, he was part of a literary scene that flourished in the 1950s and 60s during the last years of colonialism on the continent of Africa. Mr. Speaker,